Hey guys, Coupons Provide here, and today I'm coming at you with a quick planner setup for him. Now, I know this is a totally new concept, but there are some guys that enjoy the planner videos that I've put out, so I figured why not do one specifically for the fellas. Jumping right in, we're going to go ahead and take a Recollections paper pad and select several patterns to work with in this pad. And I really like this one because I feel like there's so many different patterns with a lot of different layers and textures going on. And we're going to go ahead and create our front cover cut, which is about 7.5 inches by 5 inches and 2 centimeters. And it's also going to double as a pocket folder. Next, we're going to make the same size cut with a different print because this is going to be the inside of the back folder, which is just going to add some contrast to the bottom texture to the pocket. Next, you're going to take your scrap piece from the first cut and we're going to cut out the longer piece for the actual pocket. All you want is to cut a size that is wide enough to hold your papers in and long enough to overlap the side of the actual cover sheet, because we're going to use some double-sided tape and stick that down on the end flaps to form the pocket shape. All I'm doing here is adding a bunch of texture and kind of carrying out that black theme throughout the edges of the sheets. And all I do is run the edge of the sheet onto a stamp pad, making it look nice and smudged, but I tend to kind of hold the paper sideways and drag it across the surface of the ink pad because that's going to make that border a lot more visible, which is what I really enjoy about this look. Once we're done doing that, we can go ahead and begin piecing our sheets together. I'm simply going to take some double-sided tape and wrap it over the bottom edge of the inner sheet. Then I'm going to take the pocket folder flap and I'm going to fold down the edges. This is where I'm going to apply my tape to hold the pocket in place. As you can see, I'm taking more double-sided tape and just putting it on the flaps. I try to avoid the crease area where the page actually creases because you don't want that to stay sticky whenever the pocket is formed on the paper. Taking off the cover from the double-sided tape, I'm going to go ahead and match the corners at the top of the sheet because the bottom doesn't matter, it will be covered by the pocket, and we're going to stick it together. Then we're going to take the actual pocket and stick that on as well. It's super simple and it just serves a really good purpose. Now all we're going to do is take our original planner cover and use it as a guide for our hole punch. I'm simply going to take a marker and a dollar store hole punch and punch where I marked the holes. Then I'm going to take some scissors and cut tiny little slits into the center of the hole. Now you can definitely go back and make any adjustments after you have put your cover onto the discs from the planner and see which ones need any adjustments. Once that's done, we can go ahead and begin moving into our dashboard. Now the dashboard is going to be about the same size cut, but I'm going to start off by cutting the length, which is 7.5 inches, and I will trim it down to the 5 inches and 2 centimeters after. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 pages and cut 2 identical cuts. This is going to allow us to have 2 separate patterns on the inside and the outside of the dashboard. Now a dashboard for me is something that has to be closed because I do not like for my dashboard products to be exposed, which are the sticky notes, page flags, and things like that, because they will begin to get tattered and damaged as you open your planner and move it around in your bag or carry it around in your backpack, whatever it is. So I like for my dashboards to be closed. So I'm going to take these 2 sheets and I'm going to stick them together with a lot of double-sided tape, and I just feel like this adds more durability to the sheet. It kind of gives it a very thick fabric-like texture once you put it all together. Removing the covers from the double-sided tape, we can go ahead and begin sticking our sheets together by trying to match up the corners as perfectly as possible. Don't forget, we will be trimming this down, so you will have some scrap pieces once you've done that. Once that's done, we're going to use our original cover as a punch guide and do the same thing that we did for the first cover. Again, with our stamp pad, we're going to go ahead and take the edges of our sheets and dirty them up with some ink. Now, you don't have to go with black on this. You could definitely go with a blue or a green or anything else to kind of contrast with the colors that are on the sheet. But for me, I really love the black edges, so I'm definitely going to stick with black throughout the whole project. I do kind of get a lived-in garage kind of feel from this paper and the different ink transfers and splotches. It just reminds me of a man's garage that gets worked in quite a bit. So I really like the way this whole look gets pulled together with the black edges, kind of reminding me of the oils and whatnots from cars and hard work. Now, before filling that up, we're going to go ahead and make our journaling divider. It's basically a place to write down whatever it is that you want to write down. And we're going to use the same measurements that we've used throughout the entire project and cut a sheet. And we are going to have either 2 separate prints, or you could use the same print, but we're going to put them back to back and make a divider sheet that we will title for our journaling section. Alright guys, so using these same punch steps, we went ahead and punched our holes, and now we have it in our actual planner. Now from here, we are going to go ahead and title this section by taking a piece of our scraps from earlier, and I want one that has a lot of ink transfer from the text that is on the image. And I'm going to do the same thing with this ink pad and add a black border around it to make it go really nicely with the pattern underneath on the actual divider sheet. And I'm going to stick that down, and I am simply going to take a marker and write journal on there. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and take some printer paper, which actually is a very thick cardstock paper, and we're going to cut it down. And I love the natural look of this paper. I feel like it's going to go perfectly with the overall look of the planner. And we're going to cut some sheets for our journaling section. I'm simply taking these same measurements, and I'm going to use my Happy Planner punch and punch the holes in these sheets. And now we have our own brown colored journaling sheets that I think fit the theme very nicely. Now we can go ahead and fill in our dashboard by taking some double-sided tape and sticking it to the back of any page flags, sticky notes, or memo pads that you want to have on hand in your planner ready to go. Now, using pretty much the same steps as the pocket folder steps that we used on the other divider, we're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on the back of the dashboard, just adding a little bit of extra storage space for anything that you kind of pick up and you need to hold on to throughout the day. Now, using the Dollar Tree chopping mats that I show you guys in all of my Happy Planner tutorials, all I did was punch them with the Dollar Tree hole punch, and I punched a small hole for the rubber band to go through, and it pretty much serves as a keep it together band on the back cover. So that is it for this tutorial, guys. I do hope that you enjoyed, and for the fellas, I do appreciate y'all stepping up and speaking out every now and again in the comments section. Your support here is very much appreciated. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Google Plus at Coupons to Provide, and don't forget, guys, keep couponing. Bye.